Right, guys, this is fraction. Please can you like, comment, subscribe and share if you like this video or you want to see more of these videos. Now I'm going to look at fraction, adding and subtracting fraction. So we got here 3/8. So fraction is part of a whole. So 3/8. So the 3 shaded bit represent the numerator, which is at the top, and the denominator is 8, which represent the whole thing. So that should be split up into 8. So you got looking at this, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 it's split in 8 parts, so that's a fraction. Now what I'm going to share with you here is this. The denominator, right? The denominator is the bottom number. So here you can see the denominator is 12. The numerator is the top number, which is 5. Now I'm going to go through some examples with you. So you can see here I've got 8 example of addition, 8 example of takeaway. I'm going to do 4 questions, and I'd like you to have a go. Pause the video and have a go at 4. Followed by that, I've got some exam question which I'd like you to have a go at. So let's go. Right, so if I start with A, so I've got here 2/3 plus a quarter. So the golden rule here is that the lowest common denominator of 3 and 4. So if I should list all the lowest common denominator, right, for 3 and 4, we got 3, 6, 9, 12. We got for 4 now, we got 4, 8, 12, 16. So you can see here the lowest common denominator for 3 and 4 is 12. So I'm going to write the fraction now. The fraction I'm going to write now. The fraction for 4 and 2 and 3 is 12. So 12, 12. So I'm going to ask myself, what did I multiply by 3 to get 12? That's 4. The same thing you do to the bottom, the same thing you do to the top. So the bottom is the denominator, the top is the numerator. So 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. Next procedure, what do I multiply by 4 to get 12? 3. The same thing I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 3 times 1, that's 3. So you never add the denominator. Notice the denominator is always the same. The only time you add is when the denominator, right, is the same. So we only now add the numerator. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Beautiful. So now you can see that, right, 8 plus 3 is 11. The denominator is the same. So that is how you add fraction. Now on to the next question. The next question I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to do question 2. So question 2, I've got 2/5 plus 1/6. So again, lowest common denominator. Right, so the lowest common denominator for 5, 10, 20, I missed 15 out. Right, so let's just add 15 in. Right, 25, 30, for 6 now, got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So you can see here the lowest common denominator, it is 30. So if I rewrite this now to write the lowest common denominator is 30. So if you look, 30, 30. So next step, what did I do here to get 30? I multiply 6 times 5 is 30. The same thing you do to the bottom, the same thing you do to the top. So 6 times 2 is 12. What do I need to do but to multiply by 6? 6 times 5, 1 times 5. So again, 1 times 5 is 5. Denominator remains the same. So now you can see 12 plus 5 is 17. Next, I'm going to look at question F and H. Right, so F is a half plus a quarter. So again, let's just look at this. We need to work out the lowest common denominator. So if I look at this, can lowest common denominator of 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we got 4, 8, 12. So you can see here the lowest common denominator for 2 and 4 is 4. Okay, so now I need to, now I've established is 4. So 4 plus 4, and I'll just write the answer for the denominator is 4. So remember the key thing here, the denominator, you must have the denominator to be the same. So if we look, a half, what did I multiply 2 by to get 4 is 2. Same thing I do to the top. So now this is 2 over 4. And now we got 1 over 4. So basically that's 1 over 4. And now I can add the top number. Top number is the numerator. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, next I'm going to look at H. So H, one 6 plus a quarter. So lowest common denominator. So let's list all the multiple of 6 timetable. So we got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And then if we look at 4, we got 4, 8, 12, 16, So the lowest common, right, for 6 and 4 is 12. So the lowest common denominator is 12. So what I'm going to do straight away, add in. Okay, I'm just going to write 12 plus 12. So next thing, what did I do to get 12 for the bottom? I multiplied 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. What did I multiply by? I multiply but I multiply 4 by 3 to get 12. So the same thing I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 3 times 1 is 3. So 12, 2 plus 3 is 2 plus 3 is 5. So you can see here the golden rule here, when adding fraction, the numerator, right, you only add the numerator, the denominator remains the same. Okay, let's now look on some takeaway. But before you do that, pause the video and I'd like you to have a go for me now at C, have a go at D, have a go at G. Okay, next I'm going to have a go at some takeaway. So pause the video, make sure you have a go right at these questions. Now takeaway, I'm going to do, right, I'm going to do F to G. Okay, so F is a half minus a quarter. So here I can see that 2 go into 4 and 4 go into the itself. So basically, right, the denominator is 4. So 4 minus 4. Right, what did I times by 2? 2 times 2 is 4. So the same thing I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Keyword again, denominator is the bottom, numerator is the top. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2. And it's 1 over 4. Again, cha-ching. You got 1 from 2 is 1. Okay, next, I'm going to have a go at G. So you got 5, 6 minus 1, 9. So again, lowest common denominator, got 6, 12, 18. And for 9, let's use a different color for 9. So 9, 18. So you can see here, lowest common denominator is 18. So what I'm going to do is basically write this out with the denominator 18. So 18, take, and you got 18 equals 18. Notice I don't need to think about the denominator, it's all 18. Now my question is, what did I do with 6 to get 18? I times it by 3. The same thing you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 3 times 5 is 15. Next, look at 9. What did I do? Times again by 2. Times by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 from 15 is 13. Beautiful. Okay, so now if I do one more question, I'd like you now to have a go, right? Have a go at question A to question E, please, before you move on. A to E. So let's now have a go at question H. One more question. So 5, 6 minus 3 quarter. So looking at this, what can 6 and 4 go into? Right, 12. That's the lowest common denominator is 12. So I'm going to ask myself, what do I need to multiply by? 2 times by 2. Okay, so 2 times 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Times by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So now I can take away 9 from 10 is 1. And remember, the denominator remains the same. Now what I'd like you to do is to pause the video and have a go. Right, pause the video, have a go at question A to question E. So the key thing here, the denominator must be the same before you can add or take away. So pause the video now, have a go. Okay. Okay, now exam questions. So all of this linked to exam questions. So let's go 2 marks for each of these questions. So step 1, right? Is the denominator the same? No. Right. The next question I'm going to ask: can 4 go into 12? Yes. Can 12 go into itself? Yes. So the denominator here is 12. So 12 plus 12. Right, so now the question I'm going to ask, what do I need to multiply? I need to multiply 3 times 4. Same thing I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 3 times 3 is 9. Then 1 over 12 remain the same because the denominator is the same. So there you go. So 1 plus 9 is 10. Okay. The next thing I'm going to talk about, right, is actually this question here, 10 over 12. Right. Can I do anything with this? I can make it much simpler by dividing top and bottom by 2. So I can divide the top and the bottom by 2. So therefore, if I divide the top and bottom by 2, this equals to 2 into 10 goes 5, and 2 into 12 goes 6. So this is the simplest form, right, of writing this fraction. Next, so you notice it's a 2-mark question. Okay, next here, we look at 5 and we look at 7. So the lowest common denominator for 5 and 7, right, is 35. So 35, take away. So what did I do to 5 to get to 35? I times it by 7. Same thing I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So 7 times 3 is 21. Right? Now 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 from 21 is 11. Go to heaven. And you got 35. So 2 marks again. Now what I'd like you to do, right, have a go at these 2 exam questions here. Okay, have a go, right, comment if you understand, right, and what I'll do is give you the answers for these in the next video coming up. So the next thing we're going to look at, right, is we're going to look at mixed number. So our next step is to look at mixed number. So can you like, comment, and subscribe? It's very important that you comment on the video. Do you understand it, right? What bit you do not understand, practice, right? This is the next step we're going on. So remember Macarena. I'm going to talk to you about Macarena, how to use Macarena to change from mixed number to top heavy so it look like a single fraction. Remember, please can you like, comment, subscribe, and share.